Hello guys, welcome to another video. Today we are going to review about the books Cbse Champion from MTG. This actually I buy it for my board exam, school exam or college exam, whatever I say, for class 11. See the feet which mathematics is not binded, but these two are binded. So the features of the book is important formulas and facts and formulas and comprehensive theory, which is quite I even read. I am going to show you practice questions of NCERT and exemplars, and this book separately also given. And odds question, which is this odds question, which is marked as odds, was quite tough to solve because it will take time, and you can only solve these odds questions if you have greater understanding in the topic. And previous year questions of Cbse and NCT are also, and different schools. I am not sure what is this Cbse and NCT, but these questions was quite easy, better than this, because I think these are some school names. I think answer paper as Cbse marking scheme, okay, and 10 practice papers were also given in the last to know how much you have prepared, and 2 were solved I think, and 8 were not solved, and they have given strictly based on the latest Cbse pattern, quite good. And this is physics, chemistry, not okay. These are the different, and this book comes separately for previous year. This previous year questions also, only previous year questions would contain in that book. That book also is I saw, but this disclaimer that which contains both NCERT examples and NCERT questions with previous year questions, so you don't have to solve these 3 books. These 3 books content will be given in this one book, so which is quite good. Now let's see the max. Okay, so different starting page and preference, and the price is 350, but I got it in Amazon for quite less. 16 lessons, nicely the contents, and 369 pages, and the marks according to the divisions, the 80 marks papers. So sets and functions contains 23 marks, algebra 30 marks, coordinate geometry 10 marks, calculus 5 marks, mathematical reasoning 2 marks, statistics and probability 10 marks. So all totally 80 marks, and they even gave the number of periods: 60 periods, algebra 70, coordinate geometry 40 periods, calculus 30 periods, mathematical reasoning 10 periods, and statistics and probability 30 periods. That would know the difficulty. For example, calculus they only gave 30 periods, which is quite difficult in class 12 but easy in class 11, so the number of periods is less. But coordinate geometry they gave 40 periods, which has less. See, the weightage is 5 and they gave 30 periods, and the weightage is 10 and they gave 40 periods. This would make you understand how much deep you should go into a chapter in class 11. And this some question paper pattern of class 11, and the time they gave, on max marks 80, and some important how they are going to test you. For example, remembering, understanding, applying, analyzing, evaluating and creating. These are 2 which teachers do, and these are the 4 skills you should develop. Remembering is a skill which is required for student, and understanding you should understand, and applying and analyzing. First I would like to talk about understanding. You understand then remember, not remember and then understand. For example, you understand the derivation of a formula, and then if you go to its remembrance, it will be easy. For example, let's take a chemistry formula, H is equal to Hc, which I found quite difficult to remember, because in structure of atom there were many formulas, but when you understand it, by using one formula you can take many out of it. For example, E is equal to Hc, we can take E is equal to Hc by lambda Hv, E is equal to Hv, and by using that formula you can take E is equal to Hc by lambda, and by using that you can derive a formula of lambda, and E is equals to mc square. If you equate both of them, and you get another formula. Like that you should understand, then remember, try to remember, and then come to these books and apply your knowledge. to test how deep you are how much you have understood the chapter, and then analyze it, how much time I was taking to solve a particular questions, and what was the where did I use the time, and why I took less time, why I took more time, why I took that time. For example, if you are solving this question, let's say I took 30 seconds. Where did I take 30 seconds? Could I have done it even early? For example, even could I have done it in 4 seconds? You should analyze it, because for example, some questions are easily given but they looks difficult. For example, let's see, this type of questions, these 105C, these type of questions look big, but these are easy compared to proving questions. So to make you mentally don't decide that by seeing the questions it is difficult. Try to understand the question, and if you don't know to solve it, try to dig deeper. What is this question? Why have they given this question? And come back to you. See all the topics in this section. This question belongs to which category? If it belongs to Venn diagrams and universal set, try to remember all the topics from universal set and Venn diagrams that you have learned, that your teacher has taught. By this you will know, did I miss any topics? Is this question similar to any of the topics? Then try to solve it. If we could not, don't waste the time, come here to see the solution. Because if you don't know to solve and you have missed some topics, there is no point in waiting to search the answer. It's like some children have say they don't know the topic, and some topper suggested them to go one day for that question, do not see the solutions. They sit and try to think, but they don't know the topic. How could they solve? That is what one of the blunders that students do. But the board this is according to board, so there is no point in waiting. So try to understand the topics, and this for example 105, and number of questions on that topic as given, not only one question. Same question is not going to come on a board, so you should understand it better than understanding a problem. So try to understand the topic and try to solve this 2 times. In the first time you will know where I am doing the mistake, and second time you will understand the problem, and the next question you go, you will know which line is important in this type of questions to solve. So this is quite good book, and they have given the contents, and theory is quite enough according to board point of view, and the questions are divided according to the topics, sets and its representations. They have given 19 questions, great. And the 2 marks question, 1 mark question, 4 mark question, they have also given it. 6 mark question was also given, because they were studying in ICSE board. There was never a question that came above 4 marks or 5 marks. So I was quite, what is there in this question that carries 6 marks? So try to understand the question and its weightage, and the time you are taking to solve the questions, that is analyzing. The amount of questions are so huge that you will not be able to, there is no need to solve all 140 questions in first lesson, because the weightage of sets and relations, both set relations and function, is 23 marks. And let's take a 2 lessons, so 23 by 2, it comes 11.5, yes, 11.12, no, 11.5. so 11 marks can come from this chapter. And if you have understood the topics quite well, skip it, because this book is only for solving questions which to clarify your topics. This book contains a very great questions. For example, this question, see the great questions with good questions I have highlighted. For example, 208, third question, see this type of question I did not solve in the NCERT textbook. Also this type of question I did not find, and I tried to solve it and I did it wrong here, because in NCERT textbook I found it was given equals to, and I ended up doing a mistake here. So this is quite good book. See here also highlighted, and the ticks are which I took more time. And after doing up to 100 questions, I left this book, left the first lesson, because I understood the topics quite well, and my sir suggested me not to dig deeper, because if you are doing the competitive problems quite well, no need to go such much deep, because the 11th questions you just need to understand, which would help in 12th for board examination. In this you should only understand and try to solve the competitive part. So quite good book, I think. In chemistry, very nice book, better book. And see this also, they gave important facts and formulas. This is the section which contain important facts and formulas, and they gave me with photos the facts, the scientist names, which would help in majorly in biology. I am not a biology student, but which would help in biology, because in 10th there were many scientists in ICSE boards, who have studied, they know. This would help to know who are the scientists who are going to come in this lesson, and what did they discover and how did they discover also in quite lessons I found. For example, second, I did not do first lesson in this book, second lesson, see. Planck constant, Einstein C is equals to mc square, and this photoelectric effect, Niels Bohr's contribution, de Broglie's equation, and Heisenberg uncertainty principle, and his wave function, all were given in the formulas and what they were trying to do. By this you will get a brief introduction, and you will find this chapter, oh, Albert Einstein, some important in this chapter. So for example, if you are interested in Albert Einstein, you will try to dig deeper into the chapter and understand the topics quite better, which I found useful. And the formulas were quietly given, and this related to NCERT theory they gave. Quite good book for revising the NCERT theory. And see, the formulas were also this table I found it very useful. I did not read NCERT, did not see this table was given in NCERT, and not because sir, I usually revise my notes more than anything, because in 11th you need understanding, not the knowledge. You need understanding, not the knowledge, means you need to know what the book, what problems demand from you is knowledge, because 12 board examination you are going to write from 12th, not from 11th. So in competitive 11th part, it is not going to come from somewhere theory part. So you have to know the facts which sir gave, were quite relevant to NCERT, and the very single important facts were given by our teacher. So I did not try to read the first lesson, and in NCERT chemistry book, one lesson 50 pages is there, and by seeing this, oh my god, in our 10th class, even the smaller than this book was our chemistry textbook, and now after seeing one lesson 50 pages, you would get pissed off. So this book would save a lot, and even in this book I highlighted the topics, and each topic considers 20-25 questions, and very good book, and important questions. Up to here I did not get any problem. Quantum mechanical model, I got some problems, so I tried to do this every day, 10 problem. For example, first day I tried to solve from 173 to 150. Second I solved from 150 to 182, like that. Every day you can improve. First, where you are getting the difficulty in topic, go to NCERT, approach your teacher and get a clear understanding, and try to do 10 problems from this every day. This would help you to understand the topic much better. And this third lesson, classification of elements and period, this very good, because scientists are very important in this chapter, and their contributions. For example, Dobany's triads, Newland's octaves, Mendeleev's periodic table, which was based on atomic mass, and Moseley. I have seen his face for first time, and I thought he was a child, just a joke. And see, you can highlight the different topics based on the difficulty. For example, pink, which is quite when you have to read must read lines before you are going to attempt a test, and this suggests this there is quite important top lines in this book, but if you which I know, but once you revise it will be better. And this periodic table, for example, lithium, what is lithium? Lightest solid metal. And beryllium, where are you? Liquid non-metal, I think beryllium, liquid non-metal. This would, for example, the day I gave the question, one question popped out. This only Br. Okay, yes, this only Br. Write the liquid non-metal. I got what is this? This was not given in the NCERT also. This also where how this is out of syllabus question. Then my sir explained. It's some facts you have to know, which you usually learn in 10th or 9th, I think, but I did not learn in Cbse board. That was not given in our ICSE board. Then after I saw in these books and I thought, oh, these are the important metals you should know. Then lanthanide, first metal and last metal, and as lanthanides, last metal and first metal, and before metal of lanthanides like lanthanum and acetanium, that also I learnt that they are important. And S block, P block, T block, F block elements, very good lines, and some reducing agents, oxidizing agents, P block elements, that also important lines which were missing in this book were present in NCERT, and notes given by our teacher I wrote. See the important formulas, and this book I solved up to periodic trends and properties. Here the difficulty level rises, because these questions would help also in your competitive to know how much the level of the board is, how much the board is demanding and the competitive questions are demanding. And this graph I found interesting but did not solve still. I am still in 95th question, I think. Let's solve it today, thinking. And this is quite good book, and answers which we should have given, for example, modern periodic law, I only wrote periodic function and atomic chemical function properties and physical properties of a element or the periodic function of their atomic mass. But in this book still more, when elements are arranged in increasing order of their atomic numbers, this line was also given. The properties are repeated in certain intervals. So I learnt, oh, this is a 2 marks question. They are not only asking the periodic law, they are asking about the law, how the law worked. I understood, oh, for 1 mark question you should write a different answer, and for 2 marks question I should write a different answer, because in ICSE boards the weightage of the question is 1 mark or 2 marks. There would never come a 3 mark question or a 2 mark question, which are never a theory question. For example, even if you can complete your ICSE question paper in 1 hour, 1.5 hour maximum, there would never come a 2-line question, for 2-line answer question. This for example, it would come directly, like fill in the blanks question, name the following question. It would on the reactions, it would never come the reasoning type of question. 1 of 5 questions might come reasoning questions, that would also in a single line you can write answer. For example, why magnesium does not react with that element, this element, and why in Ostwald process this element is taken, why not that element, and why this metal is preferred over that metal. You can write the element is volatile, so this metal is taken in preparation of this acid, this base. And in organic chemistry part also, only that nomenclature was very easy. ICSE boards are quite good, because they were never asked about the question about the theory. They would ask a question which by knowing theory only you could solve. This was very good about the ICSE board, which I did not find in Cbse board, which requires you should know the theory and by it. For example, let's take physics book. Okay, let's say 26 question. You would end up batting the lesson, which ICSE board does not encourage. ICSE board encourages only you to understand the topics, which Cbse board 3 marks question, 5 mark question. What are you trying to teach? You are trying to know if the student knows the topic or not. Why are you giving this much big answers? Student would end up batting. Who doesn't bat? For example, in this physical word lesson, I was quite surprised. For example, 65 questions are given from the physical word chapter from my first lesson. Oh boy, I was stressed by solving this. For example, let's take one 5 marks question. This question, 40 question. See, this much big answer. What My sir said this is not important in competitive part, nor in both only 2 marks or 3 marks question, but they gave a 4 marks, 5 marks question. I thought, how is this possible? So I done a research, and some YouTube channels also told it is unknown, it is to understand, but not to that much weightage. So you understand the topics and leave it. For example, this part, the 5 fields of physics, what is physics, the important topics you read, and more than that it will not come. And some 2 important scientists which I usually get forgot, and their inventions I write. These years, who are every student will be stressed. Who can remember this much years? And quite good book. See important formulas in this. By reading this, you will get the overlap of the chapter, what are there in this lesson, and how you should approach it. Is this a theory based chapter? Is this a formula based chapter? Is this something which requires greater understanding and application? Is this a practical chapter? This was quite good book, and I would recommend everyone to take it. And it is from MTG publication, and the answers were detailed solutions were also given. The condition of this book was not quite good. Physics only, I think. All other book were quite good, and detailed answer for even 5 marks question. How much answer they you require to answer, that much you need, that much is given, and very good book. Every question answer is given. See, motion in straight line, everything you should know is given here. Relative velocity, by reading this I got last minute revision. Relative velocity, you know, a little bit theory, like more it is there. By reading this you can understand what it demands. By reading theory 4 to 5 times, you come here and read it. Okay, this is what I should write, this is the way I should write an answer. You will know how to, this book would in fact help you to write the language you should write in your boards. Very good books. For 3 books, this is maths, physics and chemistry, quite good books. I would recommend all of you to take who are trying to focus on both boards and minds. And another point, by solving this book, then go to your competitive part. For example, in our school, in our college, they try to do the board part first week, and the next week they do the competitive part. Any extra topics and questions they would solve in us next week. So by this we could know the level of the board and the level of the competitive exams, and which helped us by doing this book, and the topic wise also given. So you solve with this one topic, then go to a competitive part, competitive book which is given topic wise, and solve the questions in that book, which would be quite helpful. Thank you. Please like and subscribe.